So we should see into yesterday project, or we are
Yes.
creating another project.
No, we're not creating another. Seed into yesterday's project. Seed into yesterday's
We should create another. I think we should create another one for the video too. You know, we will be recording today.
CD into yesterday's project. This man.
All right.
So I'm ready inside yesterday's project. So you guys seed into it. You have a minute to do that. So let's seed into the project. Obviously, I won't tell you how to do that. We should all know how to enter our projects. Hint, you locate your projects from a file explorer, CMD, activate your virtual environment, then you run your server. Simple. Are we good to carry on? Victor, are you hearing what I'm saying? Is there anyone that is hearing me? Victor said he can't hear us. Is there
I'm
anyone that is
hearing you.
hearing me?
We are good to go.
I'm hearing you. I'm also hearing you.
Can anyone hear me? Victor said he can't hear us. Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you, sir. I can hear you.
Please, if you can hear me, unmute your mic and say you can hear me. Victor said he can't hear us. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Mr. Prosper. Mr. Prosper.
Guys, unmute your mic. Can anyone
Mr.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
Please unmute your mic and speak. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Vladimir, if you're speaking, I can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me like this?
So I think I'll leave the call and join back since no one can hear me.
Hello, sir. Sir, can you hear me?
STT, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You are
But
hearing me also,
him
right?
himself. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, we are hearing you.
We
So
are
we
So
can't
hearing
it's
hear
not
you.
like
Ikogon.
He has
Can't
to
it's
hear
not
leave the
like
him.
call.
where
Like,
is network.
He has left the call. Let him join back.
no, I know.
Okay.
How are you people today?
We are fine. Thank you.
Adijat, please can you hear me?
I can hear you. I said we are fine.
Okay. Is your command prompt, is it bringing you warning? Warning also.
So see one in B, oh, there's no one here. Oh.
It's bringing warning. Oh.
Let me
Alright.
let me try and run my server first.
Have we all seen it into yesterday's project?
Yes.
Alright. And we can all see my screen, right? Okay. So let's quickly run through the code we have and what each one is doing. Okay. So the very first view we created yesterday was the list students, and this is a view that accepts only a get request. So the HTTP method that is coming to this view must be get, and its duty is to retrieve all the students from the database, then use that serializer that we created in our serializers.py file. This is the serializer I created. It will use this serializer we created to serialize all the students in the database. It's going to use this serializer I created to convert every student in the database into JSON formatted data. And I told us about this argument. Who remembers why we need it? Who remembers why we're putting it? This many equals true. Who remembers?
What did you say?
The many equals true. Why do we have it here? Do you remember why I said we need to put it? This many equals true.
Because we can have,
Many equals true.
because we can have many students.
All right. Yes, we can have many, but why is it? Why are we adding it to this serializer? Why is it here?
You cannot use it for one student.
All right. So serializers naturally is to convert one object at a time. You understand? So when we put many equals true, this is what makes it possible to convert more than one object at a time. In this context, more than one student at a time.
Why is this?
So we add many equals to true so that we can serialize multiple objects at a time. That's the reason for this guy. So now that I've added this guy, we're returning a response of the data in that serializer. So that's why we're saying dot data. So it's the raw data we're returning as a response. Let me please mute. So that is for the list student view. Then we're moving on to the retrieve student view. So the same thing, this is accepting only a get request, and its duty is to fetch a student using the ID. So what the first thing we do is we try and check if the student is there. That's using this get object of 404.
Mr. Prosper, please hold.
All
My
right.
run server is not working. It's saying, what's the command prompt? It's saying can't open file C, no such directory or file.
All right. So once I'm done explaining, you share your screen before we
Okay.
now carry on today. All right. So still here. So this line of code retrieves a student from the database, and we're going to introduce to this helper method. This get object of 404 is a built-in method. You can see from the explanation, it says it uses get to return an object or raise an HTTP 404 exception if the object does not exist. So what this line of code is going to do is, first of all, try and get the student that has that ID. If the student is not there, it will return a 404. The reason is whenever your server encounters an error, the failure should be graceful, meaning it should fail gracefully. It should return a message that someone will understand. So that is the essence of this get object of 404. Then the next thing is to serialize the students. So after getting that particular student, help me convert that student's data to JSON. That's what's happening here. And we don't need many equals true. Why? Because we're dealing with one object, and that's what serializer is built to do. So its default is 1. So that's why I'm not passing many equals true. Then after doing that, the last thing is to return the data from that serializer. That is for retrieving students. Yesterday, we now treated to update a student. So whenever I want to update something, there are 3 or 4 processes that thing must go through, or it's a 4-step process. Whenever I want to update something, the first thing is, okay, who remembers the steps from what we see? Who wants to remind me? The first step, whenever I want to update a record in the database, step 1 is to do what?
No.
I didn't get that, DJ.
To
What did you
retrieve
say?
to retrieve to retrieve the data first.
If you want to update, or that means you're correct. I said if you want to update a record in the database, there are a series of steps you must follow. What's the first step? So that means he has answered that. He said the first step is to retrieve the data you want from the database. So once I retrieve the data, what's the second step?
We update the value of what you want to update.
All right, so you update the record, you update that entity you want to, you make the change. Okay, after making the change, what's the next one?
Then if it is valid, the serializer will save it.
All right, so step 3 is you validate the changes you've made. That thing that you've updated, is it still valid? Hope you didn't scatter anything. Hope you're still obeying the database construct, the constraints at the back end. Hope you did not go against it. So you validate your updates. Then if it's valid, you can now save. If it's not valid, return the error. Let the error message show to the person. So that's what's happening in step 1. I retrieve the students. Then the next thing is, this is the students that I've retrieved. I'm not saying that that data, the old data of the student, should now be equals to this new data that I'm passing in. So this new data is that thing I'm typing postman in the body. That's the request of data. That's the new data that's coming in. Now this partial equals true is an argument that is very important. If you don't put this guy, it means whenever you want to update a student, you must update all the fields. Meaning, if I don't put this guy here, this is just an example. Whenever I want to update a student, I must fill in the first name, last name, age, everything about the student, you must fill it in. But it's possible you just want to change one thing. Maybe your email has changed or your last name has changed. Maybe as a woman now, you just got married, your name has changed. You want to update the record. Because there's partial equals true, you can just go there and say last name is equals to, then write your new last name. So that is possible because this partial is equals to true. This is what allows us to update partial fields. So you don't want to update all the whole field, you just pick 1 or 2 things you want to update that. So then the next step, check if that data the person has passed is valid. If it's valid, save it, then return me the data, the new data. Else return an error. So something went wrong or whatsoever. This guy will catch it. And
Mr.
okay, so
Prosper,
this, yeah,
sorry. What if partial? We want to change the entire field. We will not
okay.
use partial equals true. We'll just leave it like that.
So beautiful thing is, even with partial equals true, you can update everything on 1. Do you understand? If I put this partial equals true, this partial equals true allows me to either update everything or update only 1. But if I don't put it, is this setting like this allows is only update everything. I cannot update only 1.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically, always put partial equals true. Whether you're updating one thing or everything, it will work.
Okay.
Partial equals true is a good thing to add. That it's possible it's just one thing. It's possible it's everything. So this guy allows both ways to fly, one or everything to work. So this is where we stopped yesterday. So there are 2 views. There are 2 things we've not yet done in CRUD. Who remembers the full meaning of CRUD? CRUD.
Create students.
Okay, that's 1. So we've not created the view for creating students.
And
There's
delete.
and DJ. Let me come and take classes. I beg you. I just on fire today. So we've not done create. There's no view now for creating students. There's no view now for deleting students. So that's why I said we're going to pick up from here. So anywhere I can decide, you can write your own down, you can write it up, anywhere you want to put it. So let's create a view now for creating students. So Victor, Victor, are you still on the call? Can you hear me? I don't think Victor is here. I don't think he's here. Email allowed image. When did they drop off? So guys, sorry, let me just tag them on the group chat to know how far. All right. So STT, what kind of method? I want to create somebody. What kind of method is that?
Post
Post,
method.
what if I tell you you're wrong? STT, what if I tell you you're wrong?
That is impossible.
To be put.
Exactly. No,
You said they learned from STT.
it's post.
So it's post. When you're putting in new data that did not exist, it's post. Put is you're updating data that was existing before.
Okay.
That's the difference. Yeah. Post is new data, fresh. It was not there before. Put is I'm updating something that was there before.
Or
So that's
what of patch?
patch is partial put. Put naturally is supposed to allow you to change just everything. So put is that you want to update everything, put request. Patch is partial. You don't want to update everything. So this is it. If you just want a view to update one thing, so not the whole thing, maybe students want to update only first name and last name, you use patch. But the downside of using patch is that if the person tries to update everything, it won't work. But the beautiful side of put is whether it's one thing you want to change or everything you want to change, put works for it. Do you get me? So that's why you see most people using put. So put allows whether partial or full. Patch is just partial. So that's the difference. So you don't need to stress yourself. Always use put. So whether the person is changing just one thing or changing everything, put will cover both instances. But if you're using patch, you have to write for if you are changing one thing, you use patch. If you are changing everything, you write put. So you just use one bird to kill one stone. You just use put to kill two situations. So we're moving on. We're writing the view for creating a student. So before we write this view, someone should tell me the
Sorry,
step by
sir.
step. All right,
Sir.
let's see with you.
So you mean that we can only use put when we want to update something?
Yes, put is for updating.
So then post is when you want to
Create.
infuse data into the tab.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So before we write code, let's think logically. Let's write pseudocode. So for you guys, pseudocode is like writing out the steps in your head. So let's think about it. If somebody wants to join our system, first thing first is everybody will tell me how many steps. We have 2 minutes to do that. So everybody tell me how many steps to take, then tell me the steps. So if somebody wants to create a new record in our database, Oreluwa Oladmeji, how many steps in your system, if you want to design a system where someone can come and create or register as a student, tell me step-by-step procedure. How will you write the code? Will you first of all retrieve? Will you first of all delete? What are you doing? Oladmeji, are you there?
Talking to me?
Yes.
Yes,
Tell
are you
me the
talking to
step.
me?
Yes, I'm talking to you. The step-by-step procedure. If I want to handle this create students, what are the necessary steps I need to follow so that
If you
students
want
can
to,
create a student? I want to create a new
you want to
person.
create a student.
Yes. What are the steps I should
Okay.
follow?
I can't remember.
I've not taught you
I
before.
even I
Do you
can't
understand?
remember.
I just want you to know there's no right or wrong answer. I want you to
Okay.
just think. I've already explained now. If I want to update somebody, first thing is to retrieve the person, update the data, check whether it's valid, then save. So I'm asking now, what if the scenario is I want to create a student? What are the steps I should take? Or you can phone a friend,
You
anyone that,
list the student first. You bring out all students.
okay. So step one in Adija design, list out all students. Okay. What's the next step?
After listing out all students, you create another student now.
All right. So we list students out, we pass in the new data. So that's why we're creating a new student. After creating a new student, what do we do again?
After we created, right?
Yeah, you said we'll
Well,
create. So after creating, what's next?
we update it and save.
All right. So that's our first steps. Abby?
Yes.
All right. So your steps are valid, but it's too long. You don't need to list out the student before you create. Or why do you feel we should list out all students? I just want to understand like your thought process. How did you get about it? Why do you feel we should list out all students?
We should know for instance, what if okay,
So, okay,
for
the name
instance,
of
we need 100 students, and what if 100 students are already completed?
okay.
How do
So
we know?
exactly. So in that scenario, your logic makes sense. Do you get? You're correct. That's why I said give me the context you're working with. So if you have to check how many students exist first, so you actually have to first of all get the student count before you now create a student. So meaning if the count is less than 100, that's when you can create a new student. So Adijat, you are correct in that context. You're correct. So for me, if I want to create a student, first thing is let the person fill the form. So let the person pass in the data, let the person create the student. The next thing I'll check what the person types. Is it correct? If it's correct, save. If it's not correct, tell the person you are wrong. So that's it. So three step: collect the data, check if it's valid. If it's valid, save. If it's not valid, return error. So that's what I want to do. So like I say, so serializer is equals to student serializer. So I want to create a student. So the data is request the data. This is what the person is typing in Postman or online. Request the data. When the serializer is valid, save the serializer. Then I can return response something like serializer dot data. Okay. Else return response serializer dot errors. All right. So this is my logic for creating a student. So please let's quickly type. Are we done typing? Are you done typing? All right, I'll take that as a yes.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
So, to recap, accept the new data, check if the data is valid, save that data if it's valid, then return that data. If it's not valid, return error. So let's create a URL to call this view and we'll test it out. So your project URL is a PY file. Let's create a URL. So I'll import it, create students, and since I like so this should just be create students, next, create. Alright. So you can see create students. So create is the URL. It's connected to the create student view. I give the URL a name. Are we done with the URL? If you're done, launch Postman so we can test it out. So we started using Postman yesterday in class. So please launch Postman. That's if you're done typing the URL. So if you're done typing the URL, please launch Postman. Then go to 127 blah blah slash create.
That I told you my this thing is not working.
Okay, yeah, true. All right. So please share your screen. Others, please launch Postman. Then go to the URL for creating a student. Why did you share that screen? Thank you for reminding me. All right. Floor is yours. All right.
Please.
Okay. So press DIR. DIR. No, 1D. Yeah. Enter. Yeah, CD into school. Then do Python manager PR run server. You're not inside your Django project yet. You know we created 2 folders. So CD into school. CD into school. No, CD. Yeah, enter into that school folder. Yeah, then do Python manager PR run server. Use your up arrow button, bring back Python manager PR run server. Yeah, enter.
But I don't understand. But my EMV is activated.
Yes, your EMV is activated, but you've not entered your project yet.
Okay.
So how you know you're in the right place is anytime you're unsure of where you're supposed to be. So just clear this Python manager PR run server. Clear it. Just backspace. Just backspace. like just clear, like backspace, remove what's there. So how do I know that my run server will run? Any place where I type dir and I don't see manage.py, I know that I've not yet entered the right place. That's not my project directory. So if you look at when I asked you to do cd scope, now type dir after doing cd scope. Let's see something. Type dir. Let's see where we are now. So dir is to display your current, what's inside your folder. So type dir and enter. If you look at it, you can see your school project, you can see your student app, then you can see manage.py, then you can see your database. Can you see all these things I'm saying, Abidjan?
Yes.
Alright, so that's how I know that if I run Python manage.py to run, it will work because my manage.py file is here, so I'm in the right place. So you have to always enter your project, always seed into your project. Come your admin, you always seed into your project, then you can now run server.
Okay.
So you seed it into school now. So all you need to do is to do Python manage.py run server, enter, then confirm that's well.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So that means you. What's up? Well, that means I'm with you. What's up? Can anyone hear him? Well, that means are you there? SCT Victor, can anyone hear Oladimiji? Adija, can you hear Oladimiji?
No, I
No,
can't
sir, I
hear.
cannot hear him.
No, I can't hear him.
All right, so it's from his end, Abby. All right, so maybe when he comes back. So let's try the create students endpoint. So open Postman. So you guys can still see my screen, right?
Yes.
Instead of removing the one you did yesterday, you can just click on this plus in the middle of Postman. It's like creating a new tab. You know the way you create tab on Chrome. So this plus is like creating a new tab. You understand? So I'm opening. I just clicked on plus. So I'll first change this method to what post. Then what are those things? Where is the URL I'm going to? / create. So
I'm not seeing your screen. Oh.
You're not seeing my screen.
Yes.
All right. Let me know when you can see it.
I can see it now.
All right. So this is where we stopped yesterday in Postman. This is the last thing we did. This put. So I'm saying let's not delete it. So you just open a new tab. So it's like you can see this plus here in the middle of Postman. Can we all see this plus? So you just click on it. It's like opening a new tab. So you click on the plus.
Okay.
All right. Then to open a new tab for you. So the first thing, change the HTTP method. So click on the method, change it to what? Post. We want to pay the student, so that's post. Then the URL, what is the URL we used today? We said /create. So it's going to be http /127.0.0. Just your normal Django localhost. You can copy it from your command prompt
Okay.
or type it. Just this stuff that is here now, when you are running it, this one here, you just copy it like this.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Then /create, you understand? /create, then you hit your send. Let's see the error we'll get first.
So we should click send.
Click send.
Okay. We are having the same thing.
All right.
Showing error.
So
Wait. Mine is showing error. Let me go and check my URL.
Check your URL now. Wait for it. STT, did you have any issues?
The part is all right.
No.
All create students.
No, there's no all. It just creates. See, it just creates. It just creates, no all.
Oh, okay. I think that's where the error is.
All right. STT, did you have any issues?
No issue.
Victor, any issue?
No, I'm not coding along. I'm watching the video.
Oh, okay.
All right, thank you.
So everybody's having the same thing, are we?
Yes, sir.
When you hit send, you should see something like first name, last name, age, and you're seeing an error saying this field is required. So basically, it's telling you you're trying to create a student, but you must pass in first name,
It's saying
last.
500 internet server error.
Okay, so yours is different. So I'll quickly stop sharing. Share your screen so all of us can be in the same place. So you share your screen. Let me sort you out.
What she said is what I'm getting on my web, not on this one.
Let me see.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah,
Hello?
so click on, I can see your screen. Click on, I'm sure you forgot to put slash. After that, create. Let me see your URL.
It's not work.
Yeah, that's
It does work on web now. So because of slash, it did not work.
so Postman is very strict. On the
Eh,
web, your
Sorry.
browsers automatically add a slash for you. Have you ever
eh.
noticed it? If you go to www.google.com, when you hit send, you see that a slash will come.
Yes.
You
All
get
right, thank you.
okay. So that's it. So that slash is important, please. All right. So this is what we're getting. So this is telling you that before you can create a student, you need these three things. You need first name, last name, and age.
Last
Now I
name.
say this field is required. So where do we go to pass in data? I showed us yesterday. So in your Postman, look at this body place. You see params, authorization header. Click on this body here. Click on body there. So when you click on body, click on form data. So remember what I told us yesterday. So remember what I told us yesterday. In this key, this is where you pass in your field name. So what are the fields you say are compulsory? So I pass in first name. So this is the first one. Then he also said that last name is needed and last one is age. So in this place is where you pass in the fields that are required, the thing that is telling you need to do. So let's all type our fields in this first column. So you click on body. When you click on body, you now go to form data. In this form data, there are two things you see: a space for keys, a space for value. In the key place is where you type in the field that are required. So exactly what I call it here, first underscore name. That's what I'll type here. So first name, last name, age. Have we all typed these guys?
So,
All right.
so we should put name in the value.
So in the value here, you now pass in the new student you want to create. So you just type in here. So I want to create first name, Esther, last name, Musa, then put age. So type in the value is the actual thing you're passing. So when you're done putting in the first name, the last name, and the age, Then you hit send if you're sure that everything is correct.
But what if you want to add another field? Can you add it from here?
Yeah, you can. So if you look at our models, these my models. The compulsory fields are first name, last name, age. But I can still add course
Okay.
and to allow course go. The reason why I didn't bring out course because it's not compulsory. So it's the compulsory one is telling you that, oh boy, this is required. You must fill it. But if I want to also add a course for the person, I pass in course one and I hit send. This will automatically add computer science as a course to Esther, and nothing wrong will happen. As long as the field here is coming from the model, it's coming from this model, you can see that course is here.
So you can't add anything that is not on your model here.
Yes, now definitely. You want to create a student and you do not say the student should accept email, then I type email. So this is me typing in email. So let's say I'll say a@gmail.com. So let's see what will happen. On that image, my PC blows up, you're buying me anything. So look at the response I got. Can you see email there? Can you see email in the response I got? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir.
No.
Everyone can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
I
Have,
can hear you.
have you tried creating a student? Have you hit send? So after putting the first name, last name, and age, hit send. If you notice, I added email here, but he ignored it because email is not one of the fields of a student. So it's only fields that relates to the student that you should type here. If I make a mistake and say first name, I'm just showing you guys examples. You don't need to do this. So first name, you can see that it's saying first name is required. I mistakenly spelled that first name, but see that it's expecting first name. So I'm going to pass a first name. Then what if someone does not pass in a required field? So remember this thing told us from the beginning that it needs three things: first name, last name, and age. So let me off last name. So I'm not passing in last name. I'm passing just first name and age. And I hit send. You can see it's telling me that last name is required. This field is required. So basically, any field that is required, you must pass it in. So that's just the scope. That's just how it works. So that is that about creation. Has everybody created a new user using Postman?
Sir,
All
I've
right.
already, sir. I saw that when you were creating your this thing, it brought out
Yeah.
ID for you. But it, in my own, it just gave me first name, last name, age, and like and
Yeah.
course.
So because in your serializers, this is the one you are using now. This style. Open your
Yes,
serializer up here. This is the style you are using, Abby. So in
yes.
this style, you're the one writing everything by yourself. So if I want ID to show here, I need to type in ID, comma.
Okay,
You understand?
okay.
So if you're using this
So
style, it's only what you put here that will
that
show.
will show. Okay.
So now I put ID, you understand? So now, so see that I'm using this style, oh, but now it still work. Okay, let me online name. So I'm online name, so you can see. So that's how it says. So any style, if you're using this style, you have to type in ID manually by yourself. But if you're using this style will help you pass in ID by itself, you understand? So it depends on you. So that is that about creating a student. Then the last one is deletion. So remember, you can type it anywhere. So let's try and delete a student. So what are the steps involved in deleting something? Who wants to help out? The
You
steps
you
involved.
retrieve the students
Yeah,
and delete.
thank you, Adija. So that's it. No two ways about it. Retrieve the student and delete. So students equals get object for dot delete. Return a response. Return a response saying return a response saying deleted. Return a response saying, so our response can just say something like students, because there's no data being returned. So student deleted successfully. So that's just it, guys. So this one is for deletion. You can see how it says. So it's simple. Like Adija said, retrieve the students. Then after that, you delete the student, and that's all. So this is for deletion. So this is the view. After this, we create the URL that will call this view. All right, so let's quickly type, guys. Are you done typing?
Mr. Prosper,
Yeah, this is sure.
under this delete student request, is ID supposed to be ID now?
Yeah,
ID is supposed to be equal to ID, or is not necessary there?
it is now. That's what is here. ID equals to ID.
Okay. Okay. I was on the second this thing. Second typing. All right.
Oh, okay. So you can create a URL for this guy. So this I'm waiting for. Once you're done typing, just let me know. Let me quickly do this. So this is for deletion. Let me get the URLs. So the URL will be, let's say something like, is there a need for all? I just say delete and pass in the ID of the student you want to delete. That's delete student. Alright. Delete student name is delete student. So this is the URL I created that will call that delete students view. So this is it here. The one I highlighted. So once we're done typing this here, please let me know. Then all of us go to Postman together and test it out.
Please, can you go back to your view?
Right. Let me paste this here. Okay, so this is the way. Let me space my screen. Alright, so this is the URL up here, and this is the view. Alright, so let's type. Are we done? Are we going to Postman now and test? No one is saying anything. I should take that as a yes, yeah? Alright, so let's go to Postman now. So you can click on another plus, change the method to delete. So HTTP blah blah slash. So you check how you created it. So here it says slash delete slash the ID of the student. So I want to delete the student with ID of 3 in my database. You can still hear me, Abby? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So let's try out the deletion. So if you look at my code, something is wrong. So someone should please tell me what is wrong. I want to delete the students.
Your request is post instead of delete.
Instructor STT.
Instructor.
Thank you. So it's delete. It's supposed to be delete instead of post. So if you're confident in me and your code, hit send to delete the student and tell me what you got back after deleting a student.
Then deleted successfully.
All right. So when you go to slash all, check whether that student will be there again.
Okay.
To confirm that the student has actually been deleted successfully. Check whether there's a student that has ID of what you deleted. For example, me now I'm deleting a student with ID of 3. So if I reload, okay, it's not there. All right. So that means the student was deleted successfully. So please hit send. You should get a message saying student deleted successfully. If you don't get that, then something is wrong. So ST has told me how it has worked. So Oladimeji and our teachers are waiting for your feedback.
Mine is showing 500 internal error. I'm trying to locate where the error.
Oh, yeah, no. I need log debugging. Addition, I need to lock debugging. Did it work? Have you seen your error? Aladimiji, you've not yet told me if yours worked or not. Adisha, have you debugged?
No, it's still showing error.
All right. So please share your screen. Let's see what's up. All right. So please share your screen. What's going on? Either you click on preview or go to your command prompt site to tell you what's happening. Okay. So I've seen your error. Look at your line 20. Look at how you spelled the ID. Yeah. Line 20, look how you spelled the ID. Yeah.
This one.
All right. So
This
that's it.
programming and case sensitive.
Guys, very case sensitive. I'm telling you. Don't worry. You've never started experiencing bugs. I'll give you guys.
Thank you.
I've had bugs where I called some of my programming guys around 2 and I told them I'm not doing backend again. I've been stuck on something for 3 days because I called it small letter A and I was calling it as capital letter A somewhere. 3 good days. So don't worry. These are still small bugs. The big ones are coming. The one that will make you guys question your ability, say you're not doing backend again.
So I should go to our admin and click
My
on
own is not working. No.
All right, so let me just share your screen. So Adija, yeah, you can go to your admin and check. You see that user has been deleted. Or if you don't go to your admin, just go to /all. You know, we did /all yesterday to list of students. So if you go there too, you see that student is not there. The ID is not there too. So let me just share your screen.
Yeah, it's not there. It's not there.
All right. I don't know that it's Oladimeji's network. He'll come and talk, then he'll go. I think it's network, are we?
Yes, it's my network.
It's your network, yeah, because you talk. Then. Oh, share your screen quickly, please.
With the issue of that, I don't want to
Can't share the screen save. I don't know. More hard.
All right. Network.
Fight for your own work for the number. How are you going to physically divide?
All right, so remove that space. ID equals to ID. Remove that space. 947. Yeah, remove that space, number 1. All right. Then try and run your server. Then try and delete again the Postman. Let me see what to say. Yeah, server is working. So go to Postman. Try and delete the students. All right.
Like my work is already bulky on the Zoom. I'm not going to validation.
Yeah, try and delete. Send. Send. Click on send. Send the request.
Can't even see the same.
I see send now. The blue one.
To the right, I know now.
Yeah. You're clicking us. Wait, is it that you're not seeing your screen?
I'm not seeing my screen save. Like I'm not seeing the same.
Jesus. Oh, probably stop sharing and share again. I think it's network or something. All right. Then start sharing because I can see your
I can carry on. Yeah.
Okay.
Just carry on.
All right. So we are done with Crew basically. We have an endpoint for doing virtually everything in Crew. We have an endpoint for creating, retrieving, updating, and deleting. So this is a milestone we've achieved. All right, we should be proud of ourselves. So anything that requires retrieval of data, creating data, updating, deleting, we can confidently say
It's not still working.
All right.
Hear me, please.
Yeah, I can hear you. All right. So share your screen. All right. So take me to your views. It's complaining about the method you are using. So take me to your views. So everybody, please let's look at Oladimeji's code. I've seen his error. Someone should help me debug. Oladimeji, look at your code for this delete. You made a
Using get
mistake.
instead of delete.
Thank you, Adijat. So you can see you told it that I should accept get, whereas you're passing delete in Postman. So that's why it's telling you I don't know how to work with this method. No, capital letter delete. Yeah, capital letter delete. Exactly. So try it again now. Go to Postman. So try it again in Postman. Have we tried? Did it work? All right. So as I was saying, yeah, we've successfully completed the code functionality, which is a major milestone. Now we want to now start using best practices. So meaning this is the introductory part. This is just the brute force method. This is just the in Yoruba, how do you say like the sharp method or the rough method? How do we say that? The mago method. Let me use that word. So this is just it's not clean, basically, it's not optimized. We can make this code cleaner, we can use less lines of code. So we're going to start adding some things that make this API standard. That's what I want to do now. So the very first one is this line of code. If you look at this thing, it's saying if serializer dot is valid. So if that data is valid, it should save that data. Now I want to show you guys the shortcuts. So there's a shortcut. So there's a one-line shortcut. So instead of writing this if serializer is valid, blah blah, then else. So I'm just going to comment out this code so that you see where we started from. So I'll just say serializer dot is valid. So this is what we wrote before, except there's no if now. Then I open a bracket. Inside this bracket, I'm going to pass in an argument called raise exception equals true. Then serializer dot save. I'll come and I will explain what I'm doing. Response serializer dot. So before we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. It does not seem like a lot, or you feel what's the difference? So in large code, this is going to make a whole lot of difference. So what am I doing here? This line is in all of them. This is where we're collecting the data that the person is passing in. The new student we want to create. This is where we're passing it in. So instead of saying if serializer is valid, I just call serializer dot is valid. So this is going to do the validation. Now this raise exception is doing what this return response serializer dot error. This raise exception is saying if there's an exception, if an error occurs, if an error is equals to true, meaning there's an error there, raise that error, flag it, complain about it. That's what this line is doing. So this line is basically saying check if the serializer is valid. If there's an error, if there's an exception, raise that exception, shout it to the person, let the person know there's an exception. Then after that, save the data. So this line is basically doing 2 in 1. This line is doing that if serializer is valid, do this. If serializer is not valid, return error. This line of code is doing both of them. Serializer dot is valid. This first part is checking that the serializer is valid. Inside the bracket, I'm saying if it's not valid, raise an exception, raise that error, raise what is going on. Is it that a person is not passing first name? Is it that a person is not passing last name? Raise that error. Then after that, save that student, save that serializer, save that new data. This is the new thing we just added, just this line of code. What this guy is doing is 2 in 1. He's validating the data and also throwing an error if there's an error in it. So I'm just showing you for today's class. So we'll still stick with this serializer that is valid, but the next class next week, this is going to be the new one we'll use. So I'm just showing you that there's a shorter way of doing it. So we won't dwell too much in it today. I'll do Control Z. I'm just showing us. Next week, I'll still explain it again, then we'll use it. I just said, let me show. So I'm reverting back to what we have now. So this is this guy. So our views are making sense. What they are doing is making sense. There's just one thing we're missing, which is something called status code. Now, status codes are numbers that have a special meaning on the web. For example, all of us here have seen 404. How many of us have seen 404 error online? Maybe you check for something, you see error 404. How many of us have seen a 404 error before, please?
I've seen it. I've seen 545. 200.
Exactly. You've seen 200. Thank you. So those numbers are called status codes and they have special meanings. So for all these actions that are happening, you're supposed to attach a status to it. So before I show us how to add a status, let me just explain what status code are and tell us how many we have and how they are. So I'm going to share this link now. You can open this link on your PC so you can follow me. So I've sent a link. So this is a link that just has HTTP response status codes. Okay. So your status codes help us to identify the status. Sorry for the tautology, but basically they tell you about the status of an action or a web request. They let you know the progress. They let you know what's up about a request. That is what they do. When you search for something that does not exist, 404 is telling you that this thing does not exist. So that number 404 is called a status code. It has a special meaning. Adijat, when she tried to do something, she was getting 500 internal server error. 500 is the status code. It means something specific. So please, as everyone open the link, or you can use my screen, anyone that is convenient for you. But please, those that are watching, those that are coding along, just make sure you're there looking at my screen. Victor, you can put the link on your phone while still on the call, or you look at my screen.
Okay.
All right. So we have 5 families or 5 classes of status code. We have 5 families of 5 classes of status code. So status code starts from 100 all the way to 599. So the first family is called an informational response. So if you get any status code within 100 to 199, that status code represents an informational response. So it's telling you, basically, people don't really use that. Even me, I've never used 100 before. But you can see that there's 100. 100 means continue. 101 means switching protocols. 102 means processing. 103 means
Hello, sir.
early hints. Yes,
Sir.
yes, tell you.
Yeah, the thing is that I have one urgent topic to attend to. So I'm not sure if I'll miss the class. So I'll probably watch the video.
All right, no problem. We're recording, no problem. Thank you.
Bye bye, sir.
All right, take care.
Oladimeji, I mean Victor.
Oladimeji, sorry, I thought it was you. Oladimeji, please unmute and say you're about to say something, Oladimeji. It's Victor that knows what's coming from.
This thing is telling me about line 47 of my view.py, but I'm trying to debug it. And I don't know.
No
It's telling
problem.
me
Once I'm
something.
done, once I'm done explaining, I'll stop sharing, then I'll come to it. All right. So any error you see that falls within 100 to 199, it just represents an informational response. You won't really see it. To be fair, you won't really see 100 online. What you see is from 2 upwards. So any status code that you see that falls between 200 to 299 represents a successful response. For example, we have 200. 200 is the most common one. 200 means the request was okay. It succeeded. So if I open this is my command prompt. This is my command prompt. Let me show you guys. Okay, we're not doing templates again, but let me just quickly go to an endpoint so you see that 200 that is coming through. So let me go to slash all. So if you look here, you can see that there's HTTP 200. So 200 means okay on the web, meaning the request was successful. It went through. It went well. If you look at it in Postman, you can see 200 at this side. Look at my cursor. See where 200 is. So 200 means request was successful. The server has responded as required. So whenever you see 200 or anything that falls within 200 to 299, it means that request was successful. We use 201 when you create something. So something has been created on the server. So what you return as a feedback to the user is 201. The reason why we have to know some status code is sometimes your front end guy, they just need to check the status. If the status code is 200, then they just show the user something. So meaning it's not every time that front end wants to collect data. For example, they want to connect to Paystack. So when we connect to Paystack, somebody has made payments. We just want to check whether it was successful or not. So what we're checking for is if the status is 200. So that's why you need to understand what status code mean. And as a backend developer, you must return status code because it's possible sometimes people just want to check if the status code is 200 and they carry on. Meaning they are not really interested in the student that's coming out. They just want to check was the student created successfully. That is all. So we use 200 when the request is successful. We use 201 when we create a new instance. So you can, if you read this thing, say this is typically the response sent after post request. So most times when you create something, what you should return in is 201. That's good practice, meaning that thing has been created successfully. Okay. There's 202, meaning it has been accepted. The request has been received but not yet acted upon. So I'm downloading a movie from a server. So the server has accepted that request, you understand, but it's waiting for the movie file to load or something. So there's 202. So these are just families. You don't need to cram. With time, you start getting used to them. Then anything that falls within family 3, which is 300 to 399, it represents redirection. So let me show you guys something. So let me log out now. So I want to try and log into. So look at I'm trying to log into admin bar. But it redirected me somewhere. How do I know it redirected me? If I come here, what can I see? If I'm looking for where I can see 302 to show you guys, which we're doing templates. But basically, I requested for login. I requested for the admin page, but now it redirected me, took me somewhere else. It's saying I must log in before I can see that thing. So that represents a redirect. This is what I mean. On the web, I search for admin. Look at my URL. Let me zoom in so you can see it. Look at my URL. I'm going to admin. I click enter. But you can see it has taken me elsewhere. So this is a redirection. Some of us, we try to click on our account balance and it tells us, oh, your session has expired. It redirects you somewhere. So when you click on your account balance, it's supposed to show your account balance, but it's like, oh, this guy has not logged in. So that's a redirection. So any redirection that happens on the web falls within the family of 300 to 399. Then we have the family 4 or the fourth family. This one represents client error responses, meaning the error is coming from you, the client, you, the mobile app, you, the person sending the information, you, the user. The error is from you. So we have 400. 400 means bad request. So the server cannot or will not process the request due to something that is perceived to be a client error. So what are examples of client error? You want to, I want to create a student and pass in first name, but I mistakenly passed in first name. So that request is spot, is bad. He was expecting first name, he got first name. So that's a 400, it's a bad request. We have 401, unauthorized, meaning I'm trying to go to the admin page, but I'm not a super user. So I will get unauthorized. We have 402. This is the one you see online. You want to use a service, then they now redirect you to put your credit card or debit card. You can see it means payment required. We have 403. 403 means forbidden. You are not allowed to see this particular thing. So anytime you see something that belongs to a family of 400 to 499, it's a client error. Then we have the last family, which is Adija has witnessed that one today, 500. So 500 is internal server error. The error is not from you, it's a server issue. The server itself is down. It's not from you. It's not what you did that is wrong. So that's anything that falls within that family, 500 to 599. The problem is not coming from you. So with this explanation is when we start applying it that it makes sense. So before that, Oladimiji, please share your screen. Oladimiji, I'm waiting for your screen to come up. Oladimiji, are you there?
Someone else is sharing.
Oh, okay. Try and share.
This is it. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see your error. I can tell where it's coming from. Go to your views. All right. So the name of your model is capital letter student, and you're also calling your variable capital letter student. So change that first one to small letter student. That's one. What? No, no, no.
Yeah.
Your model is correct.
I just want to add it. I know.
Okay, order to confirm.
You said the name of the model is capital letter student. Shebi?
Yeah, so call your variable something else, small letter student. Like the names are clashing. All right. Then do small letter student dot delete. 48. Small letter student dot delete. All right, so try it again now. So reload your server, then try it again. Is it working?
Yes. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. Okay. So want to add the appropriate status to all these views so that the status will be correct. So we need to first of all import the status class. So please type this from REST framework, from REST underscore framework, import status. From REST framework, from REST underscore framework, import status. Import this status class. From REST framework, import status. From REST framework, import status. So I'm importing the status class. Okay. Now let's look at our first view, which is create students. So return response, realize our data. So after the student has been created, these are add status. After initialize our data, that's the status is equals to status.http 201. This is what I just added. So after serialize our data, you specify the status. So status is equals to, sorry, that means please mute your mic. So after the serializer.data, you say comma, then status is equals to status dot the status that is supposed to be there. So whenever someone is created or something new is added, whenever there's a post, we have to do status is equals to blah blah blah. Then you put the appropriate code. So to, are we done typing this? So I can show us an example. Can I proceed?
Yes.
Adija? All right. So this is how you specify the status code. Now, how do I know this guy is working? So if I go and create a student now, so let me go to create. So I'm in Postman now. You can see before when we created it was 200. Please take notes. If you can see my screen, you can see that it was 200 before when we created Esther Musa. Now I want to create another student too called Esther Musa. If you look before it was 200 it was returning, but now let me hit send. Then you can see that it's now using 201. And 201 means a new resource was created successfully. So we use 201 when we create something. As backend developers, you should be in charge. Don't use just the generic 200, whether they delete 200, whether they update 200, whether they create 200. No, there are specific ones for each particular type of action. So 201 is for created. So always specify that. So that's to show that this guy is working or using the appropriate status. Then remember, this view is checking if it's valid or not. If it's not valid, meaning it's a bad request. So status, when is a bad request? Status is equals to status. Bad request is 400. So status is equals to status dot http 400 bad request. So I've added a status too. If it does not go through, return this as status. So it's good to always put the appropriate status codes for the different kind of action. If it's successful, put a successful status code. If it's a failed attempt, put the status code that shows failure. So are we done? Have we added the status for bad requests for errors? We've added this response.
Done.
All right. So we're going to do the same thing for every view. So we're just putting the right status code. So I'm moving on now to the delete students. So the appropriate status code when you delete student is 204. 204 means no more content that has been deleted. So I'll say status is equals to status dot http 204. So add this status under the delete student. When the student has been deleted, add this line of code, please. So after the student deleted successfully message, return the right status code. So are we done typing the status code? So this for deletion. So for listing students, you're just retrieving data, so it's 200. So you can either leave it since the default is 200 or be explicit, you type it yourself. So anyone works. So I'm just adding the status code, status dot. So all these other ones, I think most of them will be 200. Yeah, it's just 200. So I can just do copy and paste. So after this, 200. After this, 200. Okay, then I'm done. So please, once you're done, let me know. Then you guys will do a mini classwork. So just add status code.
Done.
Alright. So this is how your code is supposed to look. So after returning a response, you specify.
Mr. Prosper, put
Yeah,
error should not be 200. Okay, now.
where is it?
Else.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. It's sleep that is entering my eye.
Bele? Sorry.
No problem. So this is it now with this. Yes, this is standard. At least, yes, they'll allow this one fly. So I'm good to go now that I started having statuses. So we're going to do a mini classwork now. We are done with the full student model. We've done the API part of it. We've done everything, the right response. Now remember we have another model which is course. So we're going to create a serializer for course. We're going to create a view that allows us to create a course, a view that allows us to edit a course, a view that allows us to delete a course, and a view that allows us to list all courses. Basically, what we've done for students is what we're going to do for this course now. Do we want it as classwork or assignment? Or I should do it and give you a harder one as assignment?
Do it and give us another assignment.
I know that's what you go for. I know.
Let's challenge ourselves now.
No, I never have part to write code again. All right.
Hey, you know what? You can still do it and you give us assignments.
No, I don't want to do it. I'm looking for who will come and do it. Let me watch the person's screen. Who wants to try? Who wants to do it? Let me just be watching.
Who are those on? I'm the only one on call. Oh boy.
It's a lie.
I'm the only one on call. Yes.
Whoa. Where did everybody go to?
I don't know.
Crazy. I didn't know. All right. So you're still seeing my screen, Abby?
Yes.
All right. So let's create a serializer for courses. So course serializer. Serializer is the model serializer. The model is course and the field name and description. All right. So this is the new serializer I just created now for courses.
Are you going to paste it?
No. Okay, I should paste it.
Paste it so it can be fast.
All right.
Even if you paste, my phone is not here. Let me just type.
Okay, I can send it on Zoom. Oh.
Yeah, send it on Zoom, please. Let me create my file.
All right. It's still the same serializers of PY file, so you just paste it under that student serializers.
I have to create file now. I've not created any. Have you created file
We
for
have
course?
Which file is that? You're not creating any file at DJs. Where we wrote serializers, inside of serializers.py file, the one where we have our student serializer, the one we had before. You're just adding.
Okay, that's why we are going to write the same.
Yeah. You're creating another serializer. You don't have to create multiple serializer files. You just put all of them here.
Please post. Paste it on Zoom.
Yeah, I've done that. Check. I'll send you on Zoom. I'm sending it again.
Okay. Why did everybody just go without even permission?
I was surprised though. I was like, are you serious? Probably network or today is Sunday, Sha. It's not easy to be honest. It's just dedication to it. So this is serializer. Then let me go ahead and create a view. So I'll just come. Then first of all import course because I know I use course a lot. So I'll just import it here. Okay. So I'll first of all create a view for creating courses. Dev create course. First serializer is equals to course serializer. Let's use this new style. All right, so this is for create courses.
Have you pasted anything into your
Where
serializer.py?
did you go to?
You're back.
It was my network.
You are network today. Network really easily dealing with you.
So check the create course. I've sent it on WhatsApp and Zoom.
So the create course will be where is the serializer.
Yeah.
Have you serializer?
Yes, we created a serializer called course serializer. So inside of serializers.py file, see it here. Inside here, under your student serializer, create a new one. See it here. So that's
You are importing
Why am
student
I
and course,
having
the model.
yeah.
why am I having indentation error?
And remember, your own always shift it to shift it manually by yourself, backspace, then use
I've
tabs.
done that still, and everything is aligned. Oh,
Do you want to share or I should carry on?
let me share, please, so we can just move on the same.
I don't know.
Àwọn ṣe ti Ronke àbúrò.
Wait, to this
Maybe I should kukuma type it myself. It seems this copy and paste is giving me.
Anyway, but share your screen. Let me see.
Maybe I should type it myself. So everything is aligned. I don't know why it's giving me indentation error.
Let's see. You have to do it manually by yourself.
Let me do it manually myself. No,
Like,
to the
yeah,
answer.
you don't need to type. Just do backspace then tab. So go to that line 17.
Huh?
Go to your line 17.
I'm 18 years old.
Line 17, yeah. So backspace to the edge. No, just backspace to the edge. Backspace, backspace, and do tab. All right. So go to the first one, line 17. Tab. Go to line 18. Yeah, tab again. All right. Then line 19. Back. 2 tabs. Yes. Okay. Then go and import. So line 9, import your cost too. So comma cost. All right. Yeah. Okay. Then so you just copy and paste the view.
Everything. Or we just change.
No, it's just one view I sent now. Just add that view.
Okay.
This is a new view I created for creating courses.
And where is it?
I sent it now. I think I sent it. Let me check. I sent it on the chat. Yeah, it's on the chat now. I just sent it again. I've also sent it on.
Okay.
It's on WhatsApp and on Zoom chat. Anyone?
Okay. It can be posted anywhere, right? It can be posted anywhere.
Yes, anywhere. Anywhere. So it's basically it's the same thing with the student serializer. The only difference, you're using a new serializer and working with a different model. But every other thing is the same. When you want to create somebody, you first of all allow the person fill in the data, check if the data is valid. If yes, save and create the person. If no, tell the person something is wrong. So it's the same format, same principle they all follow. So that's for creating a course. Then we'll do one for this one before.
Okay, what is the function of that raise exception equals to 2?
Okay,
Raise
so this is saying,
exception equals to 2.
yeah. So this is saying check if serializer is valid. Raise exception is equals to true is going to return any error. So if that means if it's not valid, return the error. Raise that exception, raise that error, flag it. So that's the essence of this guy. So instead of doing if serializer is valid, else, blah blah blah, instead of doing that long if and else, with this one line of code, you are catching two things. You are checking if it's valid, and you're also returning an error in case there's an error.
Are
So
we not going to do list all courses? We're not going to do that.
We are. That's the next one I want to do.
Okay.
So the list courses first. So first of all, get all courses from the database, serialize them. I think the last view today, maybe to retrieve a single course. All right. So these are 3 new views for creating a course, listing of courses, retrieving a course, I can just write everything there. You guys will fill in the URL. Yeah. So I'll
Please
do
help us to paste it so it will be fast. So you can have the assignment.
no, you can type the assignment is you complete the URLs, you create the URLs that will call all these things. That's not assignment, but like that's what you do. I won't do that one for you.
Okay, we should write the part ourselves.
Yes, you're writing the part.
But let's copy and paste this. So we write the part ourselves.
Let me just finish everything. Let me do the one for delete. Def delete courses first ID Baba. Successfully. And is there any other one I've not mentioned? Updates. I put updates here. Alright, so I'm done with reviews for courses. Control C, I'll put it here. Oh, it's not pasting on Zoom. Alicia, did you hear me?
You said?
It's not pasting on the Zoom chat. I think it's too long. Zoom is yes.
Paste on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I sent you on WhatsApp. I sent you on WhatsApp.
You're going to share with your brother.
So we are doing the same thing we do for creating like all these create student, list students,
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
that.
exactly.
So is it the same? Is it the same way we write those one? We are going to write it.
Exactly. So different
Can you
will
hear
just
me?
be yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
It's the same way.
It's the same way, yes, it is.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's the same way.
Right. So I should be able to do that by myself. So
Definitely, I'm not, whether you can, I've never answered that one because I know you can do it by yourself. You have to challenge yourself. You have to practice, make mistakes on your own. I know. So I've created the views and you guys just create the URLs and that's all. Okay. So are we good? Am I good to go? Adijat and Oladimiji, am I good to go?
Sure.
All right. So both of you, if I have faith that it will work, but like if you encounter any issues, just send me the screenshots. You get if any one of them don't work. But to be honest, to be fair, it's exactly what we've done. Just look at it and that's all. All right. So I'm going to send an assessment during
You
this.
know, Wala.
I'm
So
sending assessment.
we should create the URL for it.
Create the URL for all the
To
views.
create the URL.
Yeah, create the URL. Then the assessment this week is not going to be Google form or Google whatever. They're actually going to write real code. So that will be ready, let's say Tuesday night or Tuesday night latest, sha. So just anticipate it, sha. All right. So Adija, Toladimeji, and everyone else, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one.